All right, welcome to Powered by Authenticity. We are on location at somewhere which is just, it's so beautiful here. We are at the Sue-Ann Staff Winery, and I am so happy to have you join us. Sue-Ann, thank you for joining Powered by Authenticity.
I'm so glad you're here. I can't wait to do this. This sounds like fun.
How's it going? It's a Saturday, so how's it going this Saturday?
So it's an event weekend. We probably have event weekends over half of the year, actually. And so this is fun. We have one where people bought a passport and they get to go to 8 different wineries in Niagara and have unique food paired with sparkling wine. So, so hence lots of people in the background chatting away here because that's what the environment of today.
Yeah, that's so great. Yep. So we're in Niagara on the lake, on the Canadian side, the best side of the border, I'm going to say, when it comes to all things wine and the falls, the Canadian side. You guys just have done such a beautiful job with the location that you guys are in.
We're truly blessed with lots of forward thinkers to think of the region. I've been finding I was on the on our regional tourism board for the last 7 years.
Amazing.
And so really get some in-depth knowledge, the difference between Niagara Falls, Niagara and Lake.
Yep.
Right here we're in an area called the Niagara Benchlands, which is the area west of St. Catharines through to almost to Hamilton, so running right along Lake Ontario. And then of course the Niagara, or would it be the North Shore, I guess, like along Fort Erie, Port Colborne and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So, and so we're here in the Benchlands. Yeah, we're about 60 wineries in this area. A lot of them are small niche wineries, just like myself, owner, run and manage. And in my case, I'm also the winemaker and the tractor driver and the dog groomer and all those things, right? So whatever to get through a day.
And we do have to post a picture of the puppy. What's the puppy's name?
So we have the world's happiest Bernese mountain dog. His name is Brix, B-R-I-X, and that's how you spell Brix, which is the unit that we use to quantify sugar in grape juice.
Okay.
So as the grapes are ripening, we're checking the Brix content, and then once we press the grapes, we are fermenting that juice, and we're quantifying the sugar decrease in Brix as the yeast consume the sugar, the Brix, and the Brix go down and produce alcohol, which is what we love about ice wine and wine.
That's awesome. Well, he is adorable.
Yes, he is.
Well, how would you like to tell everybody just a little bit about yourself and your background?
Right, sure. So I'm pretty fortunate. I'm here on 104 acres in the middle of the Niagara Peninsula. My family's been on the property for over 200 years, growing grapes for just over 100. So that makes me the 7th generation on the farm, 7th generation farmer, 5th generation grape farmer, and 1st generation winemaker. So having this huge influence in grape growing and winemaking while I was growing up, because of course my parents' best friends were all winemakers and owned wineries and presidents of wineries and stuff. So at 16 I decided I'm going to be a winemaker. I had really no idea what that really meant. It just sounded cool, as it would when you're 16. But as time went on, and I learned more about it and learned how it was a really great combination of the sciences and arts. And it really, there's very few occupations where you get to merge those two things together. Yeah. And at that time, there's only 5 schools in the world that taught winemaking and English at the university level. So that meant after my studies here in Canada, went down to the University of Adelaide in South Australia for my formal winemaking degree. So
amazing.
Yeah. So home after that. Back, there's bets whether I'd come home or not because anyone that goes to Australia, usually they don't come back. But I did. I boomeranged back, and I was a winemaker at Pillitteri in Niagara and Lake for 10 years, and winemaker of the year and all those fancy things while I was there. But home was where the heart is, and after being there for 10 years and a couple other little stints at other places, I was like, you know what, it's time to start my winery. So at the time, I started the winery. I was 37. I had a cat. I wasn't married, no children. And I thought, if I can't start a winery now and support a cat, it's clearly never, ever, ever going to happen. So here we are 17 years later, and I have a dog. And I did get married. So I gained a husband as well.
Awesome.
Who had a cat.
That's great. And you guys, this is truly like working great. Like everything is right here, and it's just so pretty.
Yeah, and so that's one of the unique things about this estate winery is that all the grapes are growing like literally within 500 meters of the winery site. So the grapes come in and they go right into the winery. They get fermented there. and then they head out to get bottled right here and sold right here. So about 80% of the product is sold on the property here. So
that is very cool.
Yeah. So between the events and our retail sales and all kinds of stuff like that, we're in good shape. Yeah, it's kind of fun.
That is so great. Well, it's beautiful. I love it. We pulled in and I was just like, oh my gosh, this is just adorable. Like, I love it.
Right. Oh, thank you. It's a lot of work, let me tell you.
I can't even imagine what your days look like.
Yes, yeah. It's like, I think like at the end of the year, like at all the landscaping bills, I'm like, you can't even tell. Like, just because when you have a large property and so
That's
you do like $10,000 of improvements. I was like, oh great, we got the trees trimmed. So good.
Well, yeah, I mean, think about how much, I know like we're on a very small lot in the city, and it's like, I know what our landscaping can equal, like, and if we have to take down a tree or anything like that, I can't imagine on this large of a property, like those small things that people don't think about, like that's incredible.
Yeah, you just add a 0 or 2
to
the end of everything. And then what makes it worse sometimes is, so our road here, we're on Staff Avenue in the little town of Jordan. And so the road is named after us. So when I call a contractor or something and it's Sue-Ann Staff calling and the address 321 Staff Avenue, like, oh, you own your own road. Wow. I can already hear the ka-ching, 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 right? They're jacking up the price. I'm like, no, poor farm girl. So relax. It's not me.
Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Well, I can't wait to hear more about the estate and the winery. We like to do a little bit of an icebreaker to get to know folks on a personal level.
Sure.
We love food, and we believe that it brings people together, so a connector of everyone. There's some great restaurants in this region. What's one of your favorites?
We are so lucky. Downtown St. Catharines has just exploded with really beautiful, great, creative restaurants. And one of my favorites is called Odd Bird. And there's a personal connection of one of my former cellar guys, his brother started it and all those things. But tiny, small little restaurant that seats maybe 20 people year round. And there's a patio for the summertime. But blackboard menu that changes every day, and like pretty high end, and beautiful wines that are available there as well. So that's probably my number one favorite in St. Catharines. But then there's a local tavern down the road too, Jordan Tavern, and Philly steak sandwiches and Reuben sandwiches and things like that. That's that's everything in between.
Yeah, I've actually heard of Odd Bird. I think I follow him on Instagram, maybe.
Good. It's very exciting to watch on Instagram because his items are so creative, and it really does inspire you to go. However, there's no reservations, so you do have to plan accordingly. Be there early or plan to wait.
Yeah. Oh, that's so awesome.
But all good things come to those who wait, right? So I assure you won't be disappointed.
Oh, absolutely. And Ken, what about you?
I don't know. There's so many different ones we go to every now and then. The last few times I've been into Niagara on the Lake, though, I've really liked that Aura on the Lake. It's like an Indian restaurant, but they have some unique takes on some traditional dishes.
Oh, do they have a wine list? I'll have to go check it out. Maybe I'll sell them some wine.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, you should. And I'm going to say one of two places. So up a little bit closer to the St. Catharines, Burlington, is Jake's Oyster House.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yes. On the other side of the bridge.
Yeah, I love that. And then I love Irish Harp too.
Right, in Niagara Lake.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
My problem with the Irish Harp, every time I go, there's a lineup.
100%. 100%.
Yeah. But Niagara Lake is just littered with so many beautiful restaurants, and especially the winery restaurants are just so gorgeous. And there's so many of them that I could recommend as well that really enjoy the wines and stuff. So
Well, that's awesome.
The food, so.
Yeah. Well, thank you for doing that.
Yeah, no worries.
We love to talk about food.
Yeah.
And wine.
I should put a plug in as well for another one that you often just drive by and don't give it the credit it deserves. It's just right here on the lake called Lake House, right here, like right along the highway, right on the lake between Jordan Road and Victoria Avenue. Is right at the exit where there used to be a big, huge pirate ship. People remember that exit because of that. The pirate ship is gone, but anyway. They're really good food. It's so consistent. It does not matter what day you go. I've never had a bad meal there.
Yeah.
And great value too.
Yeah.
So
it's beautiful. When you drive by that restaurant, it's gorgeous.
Yeah, and the driveway's always full, and yet there's still space for you to get in. It's crazy.
Amazing.
And beautiful patio. We did not take advantage of the lakeshore in Niagara. I don't think we've done well at that at all.
Yep.
And but that restaurant is one of the few that has the lake view.
Yeah, and I remember that pirate ship. Every time we drive by it, my husband was like, "Oh, I wish I owned that."
Yes, and many have thought the same, including me.
Oh, a winery on a pirate ship.
Yes. Okay. Oh, well, so the pirate ship was meant to be a restaurant apparently, and there was all kinds of. There is no clear, consistent story that aligns with another one, but one of the ones that does is that it was supposed to be a restaurant, and then somebody inherited it and realized how much it was going to cost to get it fitted into a restaurant, and so basically just got abandoned in Jordan Harbor.
Gotcha.
And then through COVID, because they ran out of projects, the Coast Guards, and so they deemed it a problem, and it was rusting.
Yeah.
And when you saw that ship without the mast on it, you realize, oh, it's pretty bad.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's gone.
Well, that's sad, but it was cool. Yeah.
Yes, yeah.
Well, how would you like to tell us a little bit more about the winery and then the estates as a whole?
Sure. Yeah, so the winery has been going for 17 years. I use fruit exclusively from our property here. I make 2 series of wines. One is called Sue-Ann Staff, and all those wines are for sure, like, it is the best of viticulture, the best of enology to make the best wine possible. And so it's the best barrels, the best treatment, and they get my heart and soul go into them. The wines, all of those wines have different names that go with them. Mm-hmm. So in the whites are all named after people in my family. For instance, the semi-dry Riesling is named after my grandmother Lula. She was my mentor. She's the one that taught me how to do all the handwork in the vineyard, all the pruning and tying and thinning. And when I started the winery, it was called just simply semi-dry Riesling. I didn't have this concept yet. I was going to name the wines yet. And after she passed, I'm like, well, what's her favorite wine? I have to name it after her. Hence Riesling Loved by Lou, because she loved it. Aww. And so then it got me thinking, and now I have it all figured out. The whites are all named after people in my family, and all the reds are named after things on the property. So my mother's very excited. When are you going to name a wine after me? And I said, well, as you can tell, you have to be dead to have a wine named after you. So be careful what you wish for. And then she said, well, I want a sparkling named after me. I'm like, well, you don't get to pick the wine. Yeah. I pick the wine. You can't dictate.
That's me.
Yeah, that's my job. Right? So, and then, the red wines are named after things on the property. So there's a Bank Barn Baco Noir, referencing the big, large, this is the biggest one in Niagara, Bank Barn Swing Barn that you see when you come on the property. And then we call it the Chestnut Tree Cabernet Franc after a highly storage chestnut tree on the property here. And so they'll have a little story, a little tale to go with it, which I endeavor to record someday and put them on our website. So maybe we'll do that together.
Yeah, we should do that together. Yeah.
Yes.
Oh, I would love that, actually.
Okay, perfect.
And now the other one, and I just want to make sure I get this, the Fancy Farm Girl Wines. Okay,
thank you. Yes. That's the other series of wines.
How did this come about? Because I love that name.
Oh, thank you. So I did my undergraduate studies at the University of Guelph, just an hour west of Toronto. That is really Canada's best and largest agricultural university. I'm biased if that's not completely true. Sorry to any other one. I'm sure Texas A&M is 15 times bigger, but anyway. So while I was going to Guelph, I was like, oh, that's that big grape grower from Niagara. And I didn't have my reputation going to Guelph University because I was on the varsity figure skating team, and it was the 90s, so I had like the bangs and the hair and the makeup and New Country was big, so everything I owned was like big blouses with lots of fringe on it and cowboy boots. And so,
I love it.
So it became the Fancy Farm Girl. I never really knew if it was sarcasm or flattery. And so when I started the winery, I was in it for a few years, and I love the Sue-Ann Staff brand, but it was a story that needed to be told, or it didn't speak for itself type thing. And I don't know, I've had an awkward promoting it. And so when I came up with the Fancy Farm Girl series, it was something that connected with other people. Their grandmother was a Fancy Farm Girl, or their aunt was, or they endeavored to be one, or could appreciate it and love going out west and love going to farms and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And so hence the Fancy Farm Girl was born. And so there's 6 wines in that series. We're drinking one right now called the Fancy Farm Girl Flirty Bubbles, which is a off-dry rosé. And then there's Frosty Fizz, which is a sweeter sparkling white, frivolous white, foxy pink, flamboyant red. So as you notice, there's a bit of a theme here. They all have the F word, because as a farm girl, I use the F word, but I try to keep it in the vineyard when the tractor breaks down or someone prunes a grapevine wrong.
Yeah.
I try not to use it on podcasts. I try not to use it when my mother's around. Definitely not the dining room table. There's a time and a place.
Yeah.
In the vineyard by myself,
That's
absolutely. So, or talking to myself, yeah.
Oh my gosh,
Yes.
I love that.
It's just a silly little quirky thing that goes with the brand.
Yeah.
So,
yeah,
yes.
but I mean, what a way to make your brand stand out.
Right, yeah. And the labels are interesting too. I had a label designer, a fashion illustrator design the labels. And her name is Francesca Waddell. She's from Lincolnshire, England. And her work has been in Bloomingdale's UK, Bloomingdale's Turkey, and Vogue magazine and stuff like that. So she's quite accomplished, and so it's fun to work with her to get the different images for the wines. So
yeah, absolutely, and they're beautiful bottles. We'll take some
Thank you.
pictures and put them into the shows too. But
Perfect.
I love that story, and I feel the '90s big hair. We were just talking about this. At Easter dinner last week, my brother recently bought my parents' old house.
Oh, right.
And he's like, I swear when I was redoing your bedroom, Emily, I could still smell the Aquanet.
Aquanet.
Yeah,
I was going to mention Final Net, but Aquanet, of course.
Yeah. So it's just funny because, we were trying to be fancy.
Yeah.
And raise yourself up. Like,
yes,
yeah.
I think too, because we're so close to the States here.
Yeah.
And so all my clothing shopping was in the States at all the outlet malls there. So and then when you're going to school at Guelph and in agriculture, the standard outfit is Wrangler jeans. And I certainly never wore that, and certainly was loud and proud in color and and vibrancy and bling. And I didn't realize how much I bought from the States that had a lot more glitter and glam to it, shall we say?
Yeah. Oh well, yeah. We like our glitter and glam.
Yes. Yep.
Well, being an entrepreneur in this industry, so I think I read the latest statistic is that only about 20% of wineries are actually owned or led by females.
Probably.
What does it felt like to be a female as an entrepreneur in this industry?
Yeah, it's been something that's been around through my whole entire career because I guess I was super lucky when I was growing up. My grandfather, my father didn't cut me any slack. I was the oldest of the generation, and my dad took the attitude that when I got interested in farming, that I was going to be able to run everything that's here. So I drove the biggest tractors, and we had an airplane, and I drove the bulldozer and an excavator, and all those things. So nothing frightened me to even transport trucks for a little bit too. Yeah. And it had a really good push, a really good start that way. And so it kind of made me a little bit oblivious to it all because they never let the gender issue be an issue.
Yeah.
And if I said I couldn't lift something or push something, well, use your legs, use your knees, push here, use your body like this. They're like, oh, okay. And I'd say my brother would be the same too. He spared no sympathy. And so so it started right from there. And so when I started in winemaking, I was looking for my first gig. That reputation certainly preceded me, and there was already a myth and a legend already there a little bit. And so it wasn't hard starting off and finding the first gig because of just how hard I'd already worked as a teenager and in my 20s at home at the farm. So, and as far as entrepreneurship, so we certainly are. I think right now I am the only solely female winery owner. There's a lot of partnerships of husband and wives, and then other ones where it's just the husband or it's a corporation or something. So I never really saw that as a point of difference until recently when we were at an export show and someone said, "Oh yeah, you and your husband's winery." I'm like, "Oh no. No, they just got married 3 years ago." So no. He's an IT guy. He's got his own gig. This is me, only me. And so the defense thing went up a little bit. Wow, I didn't realize how important it was until kind of then to really keep on identifying that this is I've filled myself with my staff is all women that are dynamic and fun and not scared to get dirty and take responsibility and take leadership roles amongst the winery here itself as well. And so it's been a fun endeavor so far. So, but it certainly is an anomaly, that's for sure. So, but same time, There's no awards for it. There's no special treatment because of it. The Canada Revenue Agency still wants their reports, and the province of Ontario does too. So there's like you still just got to roll on and you're the same as everybody else.
One thing I love there, and I think is a good lesson for it doesn't matter which industry you're in, is that you learned every component of farming, of bringing your craft to life for the rest of us. And that's important, because you can tell when things aren't going right, or if you've got a team member who's like not being 100% truthful, you'd be like, nope, I don't,
I know how this goes.
That,
I did this when I was 16. I did this when I was 14. I did this when I was like 22. It's not that hard. I did it. So it was my tagline that it can't be that hard. I did it. I think you need to know all the components of your property. Although it can be a curse at times too. So I wasn't happy with our spray program in the vineyard over the last couple of years. So like, forget it. I bought a grape sprayer, and we had a tractor that was perfect for spraying, and so I'll just do it myself. Well, I just added 6 hours of work every week all summer long. I'm like, I really am not clever. Like, I really am not my best friend. But anyway, I thought I'll just do it for 2 more years, and then I'll start to like transition over to somebody else for the vineyard part of the work. So I just take over some leadership roles there. So
but I think the thing with that too is that you identified something that you weren't happy with, and like I'm going to fix it for the best, bring the best product and for yourself forward. Yeah,
and it really helped with the pride level, that's for sure, because just being in the vineyard every single week, going up and down every single row, like my awareness of the vineyard was certainly elevated substantially. And then when it came time to harvest the grapes, my pride level was much higher, and also like a little bit of like I'm not going to I'm being sure I'm not going to lose anything here. Like I was going to say, in perfect condition all the way through, because I worked too hard to get this far along, and then through the winemaking process helped with that too. So
that's so cool. And did I hear you say, did you fly an airplane?
I'm sorry?
Did you fly an airplane?
Oh, I did. Yes, we had an airplane. My grandfather flew, my father flew, and I don't remember actually asking anybody asking me if I wanted to be a winemaker. It just like happened. So my dad said, I was a competitive figure skater as well, and my dad was like, you don't have any skating on Wednesdays, right? I'm like, no, it's my only day to do homework. He was like, all right, good, ground school's on Wednesday. I'm like, ow. Okay. All right. So I guess you're going to learn how to fly a plane.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, so I got my license on my 17th birthday, and every now and then when there's a few extra dollars in the bank, I'm like, ooh, I'm gonna buy an airplane, and then I don't. And then the winery needs more money somehow, and then it's over. So.
Well, that's pretty impressive.
Yes, yeah. It's it's one of those other skill sets that was it worth it or not worth it? But when I'm in a panic situation or something like that, I can lean on the things that I learned from my private pilot's license of don't get flustered, stay calm, got to think this through. You depend on this, your life, someone else's might as well. Yeah. And so we had a situation with one of the weddings that we had a few years ago, and yep, no problem, bump, bump, bump. I'm like, far out. That was pilot Sue-Ann that took care of that, not winemaking. So like, hey, have another glass of wine. So.
Yeah, but I mean, when you're running a business, that stuff happens all the time.
Right.
Like an unforeseen circumstance comes up, and you think you got a little buffer in the bank account, and then you don't. Or,
right, yes.
I know for myself, like I had like an insurance audit, and I'm like, oh my God, what does this mean? And there's that moment of panic. So being able to take a step back and use those skills is important.
Yeah, yep. What's important right now in 1 minute, 2 minutes. And so, I often compared winemaking to being an air traffic controller. That, okay, all right, everybody's in good shape. Everybody can keep circling. All right, but the Riesling's starting to break down. Okay, you can come in, you can land. Everybody else can hold. Cabernet Franc, you're going to be good for 3 more weeks. Chardonnay, Rutrow. Okay, you're coming in next. and so it's like just kind of like you're managing the pattern. I guess. Yeah.
And that's the thing I don't think people see, right? Like you go to pick up a bottle of wine, and you're not thinking about what was the balancing that happened to the estate owner to put that all together.
Yeah. No, it's it cracks me because people often think about, I'd love to be a winemaker. Like, what do you do all day? It's like, well, I don't sit around and taste wine all day. There are days like that where, this table in particular is loaded up with samples of wine from the barrels, and we go through every barrel and taste it like outside of the setting of the barrels just to really focus on the wines. And and then other days are like, well, I didn't even look at a bottle of wine today because I don't know, it's mowed grass all day, or sat with an auditor for the government or something. They love to audit wineries. I think they'd like to come here. It's like one of the nicer places for them to go and visit for a day. So we get targeted often.
I didn't even think about that. Oh my gosh.
Yeah. And so it's funny. I went for the province of Ontario once, and they told me all these other people that were going to come with the auditor. I was like, oh my gosh, like what did I do?
Yeah.
And so before they arrived, I'm going through all the licenses and getting all the permits, and I'm posting all the ones I'm supposed to.
Yeah.
And so they came like, oh no, they just wanted to tag along because they'd never been along on an audit before. And this is the minister of blah, 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 and the head chief deputy something. We needed a nice space for us to sit. So we all came. Like, I didn't sleep for 4 nights. So what is wrong?
That's cruel.
Nothing was wrong. It was very cruel. They should have told me.
Well,
in hindsight, I probably should have asked, like, is there something specific you'd like to see? Why all these people are coming?
Yeah.
But
you get your guard up. Like, you're like, my gosh. And your brains always go to that worst case scenario and something like that, too. Yeah.
What did I do? What did I do? I don't know.
What did I do wrong?
Find out, I guess, but there was nothing.
What did I do wrong now?
Yes. Yeah.
Well, what's been something that's been an unexpected positive of you kind of taking ownership of the winery and the estate?
Yeah, I think the pride that the rest of my family had from this, that it's something that every generation of my family wanted to start as a winery. Yeah. And my grandfather was very adamant when I was growing up that we were great growers, that's what we do and do well. Because my dad wanted to start a winery as well. Mind you, they were very different beasts back in those years as well. So they were far more commercial and far more commercial, not as quality oriented as what they are now. So it's quite different now with starting the winery and the change of focus of both the industry and our vineyard, how we look at things, just to make sure I maximize the wine. So. Something else I'm proud of is how much our region has changed as well. We've gone from sleepy little Niagara that had maybe 2 or 3 good restaurants to a plethora of great places to eat. But that comes with the wine as well. So we really pull these people, the customers in, pull in the drive, pull in the energy for that type of creativity for great restaurants, and that comes with great accommodation and antique shops and shopping and all those things, like boutique retail. And so when I think back to where we were, 20, 30, 40 years ago, it's extraordinary what's changed. And then hard to think where we're going to go for the next 10 or 15 years as well. So it will just keep on growing from here. So. Yeah.
So did you always grow the grapes for different vineyards before you started making your own?
We did, right. Yeah. We were the largest privately owned fruit farm in Canada, and we grew grapes exclusively for Jordan wines. And so so some of your listeners may remember wines like Spumante Bambino and Lonesome Charlie and Hock Tyler. Well, we didn't grow for Hock Tyler, but 60% of Spumante Bambino came from this property. So your first hangover likely came from here too. So
I do remember that hangover.
Yes. Yes.
I can't look at Spumante ever again.
No. And there's Cold Duck and Baby Duck, so we grew for Cold Duck because Baby Duck was the competitor. Okay. And so some big brands, and it was a big farm to go with it too. So, so that's what the risk of starting a winery was so extraordinary. Really, the rule is if you start a winery, you better be prepared to take all of your grapes. You can't just kind of pick and choose what you're keeping and what you're going to sell to another winery. So you need to be prepared to have all of it. So.
Gotcha.
So so with some other changes in the family and growing and politics and all kinds of stuff, which is a longer story, the farm is much smaller now and at a size that's manageable.
Yeah.
So,
Oh, that's great. That's great. There's actually a bottle of Spumante in my refrigerator that somebody gave us when we bought our house.
Right.
It's been 13 years.
Yes.
It's not opened.
Well, maybe it goes in the chicken pot pie. It gets ramped up a little bit.
There we go. That's fantastic. Has there been anything unexpected that's come up that you've just been surprised about as far as owning your own winery?
Yeah, probably the taxes, the financing, all that. I thought I had a really good handle on what it was really going to cost. I knew it wasn't going to be easy. So like I totally did not go into it with rosé glasses on or anything like that. Like I knew this is a hardship. I didn't expect it to be this much though. So also I didn't plan on a couple of short crops. I didn't plan on a pandemic. So, when I started the winery, I did some consulting on the side to other wineries. And in 2015, I was like, all right, you know what? If you're going to be an entrepreneur, you got to go both feet in, or else you're not really an entrepreneur. And the first week of being completely on my own, I found $6,000 worth of sales I would have lost just because I wasn't on the ball. And I'm like, okay, all right, I can make this go. But then some other little dramas along the way and stuff like that too. So that's probably been the biggest one. There has been changes recently, though, just to call a spade, that have helped. Some little tax breaks and a few other grants and stuff that have come up that helps. So that's making it a little more palatable.
Yeah,
so.
I think that's a very good point, because in a lot of industries there are grants that are available. Just doing some research and finding what those options might be can help support. Yeah, and
so also I didn't realize how much time I was going to be giving away either. I just love being on boards and committees. I love going to the boardroom. I love hearing what everybody else is doing and what we're doing. And now they're all tourism ones in particular. So I just joined one again for the new startup one, which is going to join St. Catharines and Lincoln together, and we're going to joint market our tourism assets together. Okay. So that's kind of neat. And then about 2 years ago, I was on the founding committee to start one just to promote wineries in this area here in the Niagara Benchlands. And cool. So just join that again and really hope to ramp up their events and get more passports going and stuff like that. So it should be fun. So
and that kind of lends into a question that I had about you is just how has networking helped to play a part in growth for you?
Yeah, and, networking is so important. And, we're lucky in the wine industry that we're not in our own island. We're not doing our own thing. We really depend on each other. Mm-hmm. We're such a cohesive industry, and it makes no sense to beat up my neighbors. Like I champion my neighbors, and you're here. You like Chardonnay? Perfect. Well, head up there to Westcott. Go down to you like Rieslings. Head down to Flat Rock, my closest neighbors, because I want us all to prosper and vice versa. For the first 2 years when I started the winery, my budget was so limited. I had very little money to put into marketing, and it's only other wineries that kept me alive by telling their customers, "Oh, Sue-Ann just opened a winery. You'll know her from. She made the wines at these properties and made this wine." And so it was just like literally word of mouth and like this little secret of what's open. So,
it is amazing. So collaboration over competition, right? And just being able to work together.
Yeah, and starting this group, Niagara Benchlands Wineries, was so important that we're all kind of languishing on our own and doing our own marketing and stuff like that. So it came down to like Christmas open houses. Everybody's doing their own marketing for it. Well, if we all just throw in $50 times 35 wineries that want to join, that's a decent budget to promote and put some ads in papers and do some social media and stuff like that to say, hey, hit this winery on this weekend, and next weekend these are the wineries doing their open houses, just to really, spread the love and to let people know what's happening and get more people here. Yeah,
that's amazing. And how has social media helped to play into some of the growth too?
Well, that's where I'm super lucky. I started the winery in 2008, and that's when I started my Facebook account. I think I started in 2007, but I didn't really quite get it. Yeah. And I identified it as a waste of time at that time. And so I'm not sure if it's gobbled up so much time, so I'm not sure if my attitude was right or wrong to start off with. But how to get information out, how to tell people what's happening. Like, I don't know what we did before social media. Like it's I know what we did, but it's just so foreign. Yeah. And we're probably better prepared. We're probably strategized a little better. Yeah. But at the same time, there's nothing happening this weekend. Ooh, let's quick do a pop-up something or other, and bloop, the place is full of 50 people that wouldn't have been here otherwise. So I guess great that way.
It is incredible, the power. And even I look at it from a networking perspective. Like, I see somebody on social media who's doing something that I'm like, oh, I'd like to know more about that. And you can just reach out and have a conversation. Whereas if you're not on the social platforms, you don't know they're out there.
No, exactly. Yeah. How did we find out about each other? How did we talk before? It just seems like a total foreign concept. That's why when the phone rings after 7:30 now, good God, who could that be, right? Like, why would they be calling? What's wrong, right? And, because even just that communication amongst neighbors where, you'd call the neighbor and say, hey, did you hear the other neighbor, fell off the combine or something? Like that conversation does not happen anymore. So that network, that fabric isn't as intermingled anymore. So in social media is the one that brings us all together. I don't know how many little social network groups I have, even on that, just one amongst the neighbors. Like, hey, did you see that? There's 2 dogs missing right now. Hey, did you see those dogs? I saw them 2 days ago. Do you know who they are? And stuff like that. So.
Yeah, it's so interesting how it's just changed our lives.
Yep. Definitely.
It's just so interesting. Well, what about you coaches? Mm-hmm. Have you had any coaches, or have you, what's your ideas about also coaching others that want to come into the industry? Right.
Yes. Yeah. So I don't know if I've certainly had great mentors, and I have to point to my family first. My parents and my grandparents in particular were just absolute superstars, and certainly gave me every opportunity that there was possible to have. So even when I started the winery, he's like, let's paint those cabinets and pressure wash this. Like, okay, all right, well, let's. I thought I was going to do it all, but okay. And so that's fantastic. And then as far as mentoring, it's been my past history that I've had lots of students from Niagara College and Brock University that have come through the cellar, and able to connect with them and keep them, try to motivate them through the years, and put the dots together of where they're probably best to make wine, and what is their strengths and weaknesses and stuff like that, and help keep that friendship up and going. So I can profess, I think, this is proclamation that I host more parties here for those in the wine industry just to keep that network going, just to keep that dialogue. And whether it's a Christmas open house or whether it's just for the retail staff to come and everybody bring a Riesling, and then we'll taste everybody else's Rieslings. We're probably new ones being released right now, or Christmas party, or I do big party for Good Friday, which is a lot of the winemakers in the area that I invite, because I know this is one of the few days that you can go day drinking. Yeah. Because one of the few days we have off collectively, and so it turns into a bit of a bash. So so I think that's probably my parties. I guess that's the ultimate ultimate answer to your question.
You got networking happening, you got coaching opportunities happening.
On the wine level, on the professionalism level, on the social level, and all those levels. Yeah,
that's amazing. We need to be invited next year.
Sure, Good Friday.
Well, that's so awesome. How about other ways in the community, and just ways that you think that yourself are getting out there and just helping to support other community members? Anything else top of mind?
Yeah, it's so I go back to Niagara Benchlands Wineries, or then we had like a local tourism organization too that has now changed names. It's now called Niagara Benchlands, which identifies this area. So probably been more involved than most, just to try and highlight this special spot of Niagara. And we're not Niagara Falls, we're not Niagara on the Lake, we are a separate area, and but we're just as Niagara as anybody else, right? But because we're over here on the west side of Niagara, it's it doesn't just fall off at the Welland Canal when you go over the Garden City Skyway, right? So and I think when you come out here too, it's so beautiful. You have those beautiful niche little properties. You're more likely to meet the owners and the winemakers while you're here. Our retail, like the little town of Jordan Village, is just a beautiful little town for some retail therapy. Cute little coffee shop there called RPM. Beautiful dining and accommodation from the Inn on the 20. And so I think the Jordan Hotel, or Jordan Tavern, we talked about before, one of my favorite hotels, pubs to go in and have a burger at. And there's so many layers of flavors that is out here. So really keen to highlight and champion the area as much as humanly possible. Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. Yes, I love that. And it really is. It feels, it's a different pace here too. Like it really, I know like near Gretzky and Stratus and those that are in like more Niagara on the Lake proper is what I think think of it of. Perfect. Yep. No, that is Niagara on the Lake. Yep. And exactly. But here, like we got off the highway and it's just it's got a different pace to it. Yes. Like, and it just feels so nice. I think what it is out here too, we don't have the corporate wineries here that there's a Niagara Lake. They certainly are like generally speaking, larger properties, and that are the bigger in size and scale, and so it's a different feel when you go to them. And so what we've said, you're getting into wine and getting into wine tasting. It's a great place to start, to get your feet wet, and because it's intimidating coming in here. I have to admit. I mean, you're coming in my house. You're tasting wine in my kitchen. The extra tasting, you've heard people in the background as we've talked today. They're in my dining room. Like we're a little sunroom off on the side where I do entertain smaller groups here in this space. But so. Like, this isn't for everybody, and when you're coming for a tasting here, we're going to get deep into the wine. We're going to talk about what vineyard it came from and compare, this Cabernet Franc to that Cabernet Franc and the different winemaking treatments. And so, we're a great place to come to once you've learned the basics. So learn the basics in Niagara Lake, but come spend your money over here on this side. Save your money while you're down there. Just pay for tastings.
I have to say,
buy the bottles over here.
First
they won't like that.
There's a few of these going home with me today because it is delicious.
Thank you.
But I love when we walked in. It really is like your kitchen, and it feels. I say like we talked about. Food is a connector, but walking into a kitchen and being able to taste wine. Right. Where do people congregate when you're home? In the kitchen.
All good parties end up in the kitchen.
Absolutely. Right? Yeah. So I love that feel.
So I want you to come on the property, pet my dog, come in the house, taste the wine from our land, put your elbows on the table, feel like your family. Yeah. And enjoy your time while you're here. I love it in the summertime because we're outdoors then. There's such beautiful, vast vineyards and property. Yeah. And like there's 2 acres of lawn here for crying out loud. And a big, huge 2-acre pond. So with a beautiful event tent for weddings and events and stuff like that. But even when weddings are happening, there's so much space in front of the house. You don't even know a wedding is even happening. Yeah. And so you're under the trees and just the natural breezes. There's always a nice breeze here. Even that hot, sticky July day, because we're right on the brink of the Niagara Escarpment, there's a nice little gentle breeze water here. Yeah. So,
it's lovely. I love it.
Yeah, we do cheese platters and charcuterie and some smoked salmon on a bagel and that type of stuff. So
now you're talking my language.
Yes, yeah. I'm so keen. I'm so smoked salmon deprived right now. I can't wait for the summer to start again. So, little lobster patés and crab patés and stuff like that with some crackers and
Oh, that's that fantastic. I love that. I would rather have that type of food like for dinner. I drive my husband crazy. I'm like, let's just put out some snacks.
Just snack away. And that's what it is. Their platters perfect for 2 for lunch or for 3 to 4 people for afternoon noshing, a little snack between wineries and stuff like that. So absolutely shareable.
Oh, that's so great. Yeah. Well, what is coming up as far as events and different things happening here on the estates?
Yeah, we have lots of fun things all year long. So one of my favorite days all year long, this is so silly and so cheesy, it's called the Burner Barbecue. And so it's just doors are open, bring your Bernese Mountain Dog. Between 1 and 4, I have live music. There's often a food truck or 2, and people come and just settle in for the whole afternoon and bring their Bernese. So.
Gosh.
So I mean, like a little Bernese Mountain Dog obstacle course, a little walking trail, little treats for all the dogs and stuff like that too. We have a charcuterie board. Stop it! I'm here all day. Anyway, and so last year at 2:00, we had probably 65 Bernese Mountain Dogs here and about 210 people, and then people kind of like ebb and flowed in and out over the day. So over the day, I think we had probably 90 dogs here.
Wow!
And then other people bring their dogs too.
Yeah.
We do another event middle of June that is focused on dogs as well. It's been in the past called Muddy Paws. This year we're not sure what we're going to call it. But bring your dog, have a glass of wine, have some food, some live music and stuff like that. Yeah. So we always have harvest parties and stuff too in September, where just some fiddle going and some vocals to go with it. A nice Halloween party as well called Hallowine, where little junk food stations with different wines. So you get a ticket for each station and you go and cash it in each spot when you want to do learn how to pair junk food with wine, which is what probably 2/3 of all wine is consumed with chips and cheesies and stuff, right? So somebody's old champion it and call us and chocolate.
Yeah.
So
I'm a big when I've had a rough day is when I sit down with the wine and the popcorn.
Right. Yes. So Chardonnay and buttered popcorn is one of the classic food and wine matches, and even at the local arena here, cheesy 5-day-old popcorn and Chardonnay from a keg, and I'm as happy as a clam because I'm like, look, this is so good. And my mom doesn't like Chardonnay. I'm like, please try these together.
Yeah.
No, I don't like Chardonnay. No, like, please just try. Well, that's quite good now, isn't it? So
you needed to take her Chardonnay though. So.
Yes, that's right. That's right. She's like, give me your wine. You don't get to drink it.
Well, I also love the fact that you're so dog friendly.
Yes,
that's really hard to find.
It is, and so with all the outdoor space here, you can bring your dog outdoors all year long. In fact, I keep tables and chairs outside all year long just to make sure there's a spot to be. There's always water out as well. We have the charcuterie boards in when we're doing the seasonal dining, just so your dog can have a great experience as well. So, and even there's enough space that if it's being a ruckus and a little challenging, well, just move your table over here and separate yourselves from it, and still you have to go, just stay and enjoy the rest of the day. So
that's so great. Yeah, that's awesome. Well, thank you for being on the show today.
Yeah, my pleasure. Come back again soon.
Oh my gosh, I could sit here and talk to you all day long.
I can talk all day long, so yeah.
Same.
What a great combination.
Same. And producer Ken, thanks for making an international travel.
Yeah, cheers.
Yeah, what are you drinking, Ken?
I'm drinking the Cab Franc.
All right. Well,
Yes.
cheers. Well, thank you for being on the show.
Excellent.
Producer Ken, thanks for being here. We appreciate all of our subscribers. Keep subscribing and make sure you come and visit here at Sue-Ann Staff Estate Winery. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Come meet Bricks, the world's happiest Bernese Mountain Dog.
He's so cute.
Yes. He's cutest right now because he's asleep finally.
Well, thank you again for being on.
Thank you. Anytime.
Thanks.